Alright, hi guys. So today, class 3 and 4, we're going over factoring trinomials. So you should have tried to do this before the video, and basically we're working backwards through these two examples. So if I multiply these out, multiply what's in the boxes, and you get these, you add them all up, and that gives you x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 12, which equals x squared plus 7x plus 12. All right. Factoring is when you start with this and you end up with that. Okay, that's what we're trying to do here. So had you done this one, you would have x squared minus 6x minus 7 should be the answer. Alright, so what we're going to be doing today is give you a problem like this, and you're going to have to end up with this here. That's our answer now. Okay. So as we, you should have thought about this before the video. Here's an example. You actually just did it on the page before. So what multiplies to give me 12 and adds to give me 7? So why do we care about it multiplying to give me 12? Well, that's because when I FOIL this out, I have to end up multiplying these two, right? So we know that this answer ends up being x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay, so when you FOIL this out, you get that plus 12 here. And then why do we care about it adding to 7? Because when you multiply the 4 in the x and you multiply the 3 in the x, that gives you a 3x plus 4x, which gives you the 7x. Okay, so that's how these are going to work. So let's try it again. We have a very systematic way of doing this. Some of these easier ones, you'll end up being able to bounce around some numbers in your head and get them a little more easily. Once there's a number here, then the factoring becomes a little more difficult to do mentally, and this will be very useful. Alright, so technically these are actually the factors of 1 times 20. So we want things that multiply to give you something equal to 1 times 20, or just a positive 20. And they want to add up to this middle term. They want to add up to a 9. So the most systematic way of doing this is just to go through all the factors and exhaust every one. So start at 1, 1 and 20. Those add up to 21. 2 and 10. Those add up to 12. 3 doesn't go into it. 4 and 5 add up to 9. So this is what we want. And once you get these numbers to be very close to one another, you know that you're at the end, right? Because if I just kept looking for factors, 5 would be the next one, and these would be our pair. So here we are. We've looked at, these are all the factors. These are the ones that work. So this is going to give us a positive 4 and a positive 5. So x plus 4 and x plus 5 work out to be our factors. And we want to do a quick mental check to make sure that it actually works. So x times x is x squared. 4 times 5 is 20. And then we should get our x times 5, which is 5x. So this would be, sorry, the x times x was x squared. The 4 times 5 was 20. I'm just doing the FOILing method out of order here. And then the 4 times x is 4x. And when we combine like terms, we do indeed get x squared plus 9x plus 20. So let's try another one. You got to be careful of these signs, right? So we said factors, so they have to multiply to the appropriately signed number. So make this t-chart. This is going to be crucial for later. This is technically a 1 times a negative 20, so we want them to multiply to negative 20, and you want them to add to this middle number is a negative 8. So the signs are very important, okay? And think of all the factors. So we have 1 and 20. Not just 1 and 20, because they have to multiply to a negative. So we actually have negative 1 and 20, or 1 and negative 20. So this will give us a 19, and this will give us a negative 19. And then we have a 2 and 10, and a So negative 2 and 10, or a 2 and negative 10. And that's going to give us a 8, and this is going to give us a negative 8. So negative 8 is what we want, so these are our numbers. If there was a number here, we'd have to do another step, but now we have them. So these are the numbers that we use, the factors, because they have to multiply to give us that 20. So plus 2 and minus 10. It's always a good idea to check your answer and make sure you did it right. So x times x is x squared. 2 times negative 20, or negative 10 is negative 20. 2 times x is plus 2x. X times negative 10 is negative 10x. Combine like terms, and we get x squared plus x squared minus 8x minus 20, which is what it should factor to. So this was just to check it. All right, what we're looking for is the factored form. This is our answer. So just to clear away some of the clutter, if you're given this, you want this as your answer. All right, because these will multiply to give you that. That makes them factors of x squared minus 8x minus 20.